Off the coast of Nova Scotia lies a small, mysterious island cloaked in dense trees and even denser legends. Oak Island, though seemingly just another piece of land in the Atlantic, has captivated the imagination of explorers, historians, and treasure hunters for over 2 centuries. What sets it apart isn't just its remote location or its eerie calmness, it's the mystery that has lingered here since the late 1700s. Stories of buried treasure, secret rituals, and lost artifacts have turned this quiet island into a global phenomenon. And despite countless attempts to uncover its secrets, Oak Island still refuses to give them up easily. For generations, Oak Island has been the epicenter of a treasure hunt like no other. What began as a curious discovery by a few young men has now become an obsession for many. Those drawn to its shores don't just bring shovels, they bring sonar, drones, and million-dollar excavations, all in the hope of solving a mystery older than their own countries. The dream of discovering pirate gold or sacred relics buried beneath its soil has fueled the hopes of hundreds, if not thousands, of seekers. But with every dig, Oak Island seems to whisper a challenge: not yet. The story officially begins in 1795 when 3 teenagers exploring the island noticed a strange circular depression in the ground. With dreams of treasure in their heads, they began to dig, and what they found only deepened the mystery. Every few feet, they encountered layers of oak logs, charcoal, and clay, clearly man-made barriers placed at intervals to slow them down. This shaft would later become known as the infamous Money Pit, a name that would live in infamy as many tried and failed to get to the bottom. It was clear from the beginning, this wasn't just a random hole in the ground. As the boys dug deeper, they realized they were dealing with something much more complex than a simple pirate stash. The materials used and the engineering techniques suggested intentional traps and a sophisticated understanding of how to thwart anyone from reaching whatever lay below. Over the decades, many teams attempted to conquer the Money Pit, only to be met with floods, collapses, and heartbreak. The deeper they went, the more the island fought back. Water from underground flood tunnels would rush in, machinery would fail, and progress would stall. But these very challenges only made the legend grow stronger. Despite the repeated failures, Oak Island's allure never faded. If anything, every new discovery made the story even more fascinating. Coins, wooden platforms, fragments of parchment. All of these suggested that there was indeed something hidden down there, something worth protecting. And with each new generation more determined than the last, the hunt would begin again. In recent years, this hunt has seen a revival, largely thanks to 2 brothers whose passion and persistence have turned the Oak Island mystery into an international obsession. Rick and Marty Lagina, modern-day explorers, have taken the search to new heights with tools the original treasure hunters could only dream of. Armed with ground-penetrating radar, high-definition cameras, sonar scanners, and even diving teams, the Lagina brothers have led some of the most comprehensive excavations the island has ever seen. Their base of operations, Smith's Cove, has long been suspected to hold important clues. Over the years, strange wooden structures, flood tunnel systems, and ancient artifacts have been found buried in the cove's muddy soil. The discoveries here aren't just random bits of history, they point to a grander narrative of intense human activity centuries ago. Someone was clearly building something complex here, and the reason remains one of the island's greatest puzzles. One of the most electrifying discoveries came when the team found trace amounts of gold in the soil around Smith's Cove. This tiny detail caused a massive wave of excitement across the treasure hunting community. If gold particles are present in the earth, then something valuable might not be far behind. It's not just wishful thinking. Scientific analysis backed up the findings, giving the team more reason than ever to keep pushing forward. The hope that they're inching closer to the treasure that has eluded people for over 200 years became stronger with every test and dig. But Smith's Cove is just one piece of this giant, confusing puzzle. The Laginas have also focused their efforts on another mysterious spot called Borehole DN 1.5. This shaft, drilled deep into the island's bedrock, has turned up some of the most shocking finds yet. Cameras lowered into its depths captured images of objects that appeared to be man-made, a piece of chain, fragments of a leather book cover, and even what some believe might be a human bone. These discoveries suggest that not only is something buried deep within Oak Island, but that people went to extreme lengths to bury it well. The possibility that these items are remnants of something much older than originally thought has led researchers to consider even wilder theories. Could Oak Island be hiding more than pirate gold? Could it be connected to lost relics of historical or religious significance? One of the most compelling ideas suggests that the Knights Templar, a secretive medieval order known for their immense wealth and influence, may have used the island to hide some of their most valuable treasures. with evidence like a small lead cross found on the island resembling Templar artifacts. This theory has gained surprising traction among researchers and viewers alike. The idea of the Templars crossing the ocean with their sacred relics and constructing elaborate underground vaults sounds like a movie plot, but on Oak Island, it feels strangely plausible. The engineering sophistication, the symbolic carvings, and even the choice of location all line up with what some historians believe the Templars were capable of. This theory has turned Oak Island from a treasure hunt into a possible rewriting of history. If proven true, it could suggest that Europeans reached these shores well before Columbus, bringing not just goods but sacred secrets they didn't want falling into the wrong hands. Driven by this mix of science and legend, the Laguina brothers have become more than just treasure hunters. They're guardians of one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries. And their dedication has inspired experts from various fields to join them. Archaeologists, geophysicists, and historians have all lent their expertise to the Oak Island team, transforming the operation from a hobby into a full-fledged investigation. Together, they've uncovered ancient coins, rare tools, and more structural anomalies that defy explanation. Yet for all the answers they've found, Oak Island continues to ask new questions, pulling them deeper into its centuries-old enigma. Even the possibility of a European map showing Oak Island before Columbus's voyage has stirred enormous debate. If such maps are real, it would imply that someone knew of this island, and its significance, long before the age of modern exploration. The implications are huge. It could mean Oak Island wasn't just chosen at random but had strategic or spiritual importance. Could these ancient explorers have left more clues hidden underground, clues that might reveal the true purpose of their journey and why they picked this tiny island in the North Atlantic as their vault? For many treasure hunters, Oak Island has become something far greater than just an island with buried gold. It's a symbol of mankind's relentless pursuit of the unknown. It represents centuries of hopes, dreams, and sacrifices, all driven by the possibility that something extraordinary lies beneath its soil. Over the years, the island has tested every group that stepped onto its land. From collapsing tunnels to booby-trapped shafts that flood with ocean water, it's as if the island itself is alive, guarding its secrets with intelligence and determination. Every discovery made is like a small glimpse behind a curtain, yet just as they get close, the island shuts it again, making sure the truth never comes out easily. And yet, people keep returning. Why? Because something about this place refuses to let go of those who dare to explore it. It becomes an obsession, a puzzle that digs its way into your mind. The more you learn, the more questions arise. Who would go to such extremes to hide something? The traps are not simple. They show a level of engineering far ahead of their time. These weren't pirates digging shallow holes. These were master builders working with purpose, secrecy, and precision. Whatever they buried, they made sure it wouldn't be found unless the searcher was both patient and smart, and maybe a little lucky too. Many researchers believe that the design of the island, the infamous flood tunnels, the mysterious box drains, and the hidden chambers, could not have been created by accident. These weren't random constructions. They were placed there with intention. Some even speculate that these designs mirror ancient Masonic symbolism or match the layouts of sacred structures found in the Middle East and Europe. If that's true, then Oak Island's story might stretch far beyond the shores of Nova Scotia. It could involve global movements, religious orders, or secret societies whose members were sworn to protect knowledge, or treasure, from the world. That theory alone makes the island more than just a digging site. It becomes a possible link to forgotten chapters of history. And this is where the mystery deepens even further. Because if this wasn't just a hiding spot for gold, but for knowledge, then what kind of information was so valuable that it had to be hidden beneath traps and swamps? Could it be scrolls, relics, or ancient artifacts that challenge our understanding of history? There are whispers that the Ark of the Covenant or manuscripts from the Library of Alexandria might be involved. Ideas that sound crazy, but keep showing up in surprising ways through symbols, patterns, and unexplained discoveries on the island. Every strange object, every dated coin, and every unnatural structure found seems to pull the story further away from pirate treasure and closer to something historic, maybe even spiritual. Today's researchers aren't just digging with shovels and pickaxes. They're armed with modern science. Teams use sonar mapping, ground-penetrating radar, and high-definition underwater drones to explore the island's hidden layers. They scan underground anomalies, detect voids beneath the surface, and drill core samples that tell a story hundreds of years old. And yet, with all this technology, the core mystery remains just as elusive as it was in the 1700s. It's as if the island was designed to stay one step ahead. The deeper they dig, the more complex the puzzle becomes. The discoveries are real, but they only raise more questions than answers. Despite the setbacks, the hope of finally cracking the code never fades. It's this hope that powers the team every day, season after season. The thrill of finding even the smallest clue, a carved stone, a piece of parchment, a wooden beam dated centuries back, is enough to send waves of excitement through the whole team. Because each tiny piece might be part of a larger truth waiting to be uncovered. The people behind the current efforts, like the Lagina brothers, aren't just adventurers, they're historians, engineers, and dreamers, each bringing their own skills to a mission that feels bigger than all of them combined. They believe something incredible lies beneath Oak Island, and they're not giving up until it's found.